Curve-Unplugged. This is your girl, Nikki Dollars. And today our topic of discussion is infidelity. Ooh, is it a deal breaker? So ladies, introduce yourselves and tell us what you think. Is it a deal breaker or no?
Hey, my name is Kina Monique, and I think it depends if it's worth my while.
So that means money, right?
Well, let's get to it. Let's get to it. It could mean a lot.
Sound like money to me. Go ahead.
I am Cola T. Harris, and it depends. I don't know.
Hey y'all, Coach Keish, and as you know, I absolutely do not think it's a deal breaker.
Hi, I'm Pearl Celesta, and I also don't think it's a deal breaker.
So, Kina, you said it depends. No, make it worth your while.
Yes.
What does that mean?
Make it worth my while because, how do I say this?
Money.
Money.
Not money.
A broke
That's
man
no,
can't
it has nothing to do with money. It's just like, okay, to me, money is not as bad as an emotional investment. So if I'm going to get myself emotional with you again through time and trust, I don't want to feel, brokenhearted ever again. At least not while I'm, in a relationship.
Okay.
She meant to say money.
She meant
to say
Yeah.
money.
No, because I'm going to have my own damn money, okay?
Okay.
But you said ain't gonna have no broke man.
No. Okay.
Okay, so he gotta have money. We back to that. This is money. Go ahead.
Right. That's
So what does it depend on then?
For me, I think it's like levels to it. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
it depends on how we were together at the time that you decided to cheat. Like if we was good,
Exactly.
that's what I'm
But
saying.
good,
Like if we was
but
good
according to whose standard?
Exactly.
to my
yours.
standards.
Your relationship
Well, that's the
together.
problem.
No,
No, to
I'm
their
saying but to our
relationship.
relationship together. Like
Exactly.
From
like,
your eyes.
Right, from your perspective.
and that's fine.
Okay.
Because if you were showing me that we were good and you don't have no valid reasoning as to why,
Your validity.
no,
Exactly.
because common sense
Cheating-
gotta come into play.
Oh.
Your common sense.
But cheating is about sex. It's about that
Not all
emotion.
the time.
Not all the time, but the emotional connection that you make with someone, whether it is just
For
conversation.
us, women is more emotional, and sometimes
No,
sometimes it's
flag on
emotional
play.
for
Where
me.
the flags at?
But I don't think
Men are
and I
emotional.
know we talk about this all the time. When someone cheats, it's always something else going on. It's something underlying. It's not always today I'm good. Well, you might be good, but I'm not good.
Right, that's understandable.
I'm
But
not
we should
good.
be able to talk about it at that point.
And maybe I have. Maybe on my perspective, I have been telling you I'm not good.
See, you've been telling me, we ain't been talking about it. There's a difference. If you just tell me stuff and you don't get no response out of me, then I cannot then assist in your feeling, better or happier. So
But if I'm telling you,
if you telling me and it's not working out, then there's no need to cheat on me. Going on. Let's just be done with it. If
but we
we're
know not to. Well, we don't.
I
leave.
mean, but okay, so then the question becomes what defines cheating?
right.
right,
What makes something a cheat?
right,
Because if it's just about sex and they didn't have sex,
Right.
then they didn't cheat. So if they were dry humping, they didn't have sex. If they were talking every morning on the way to work, every evening on the way home, late at night when you in the bed, I'm sneaking outside to have a conversation.
what you
Is that
For me,
cheating?
it's the converse because I'm more of you have a mind person. I'm more into the mind. So when you have my mind, you have my attention. Therefore, you probably
Obviously
gonna
not.
have
If I got a
my-
chance to cheat.
No,
No, I'm saying for me, if it's the other person, if it's my significant other, for me, the conversation is all a part of cheating. Because for me, in my mind, all of that constitutes a sexual connection for me.
Okay,
Oh, okay.
got it.
Got
So
it.
the conversations, because I want to talk to you. I want to be your
Yeah.
friend. We're connecting for me when we conversate. So you doing that with someone else, mean you're connecting with them
Yeah.
on that level.
Yeah, so I definitely agree with that. That's part of the levels that I would have to experience.
Right. So there's a lot of things that you would want to break down.
Yeah,
I mean,
there's-
did you just have sex last night? So it's not about sex. You're constantly giving him everything that he needs sexually, but he still went out there. That's why I feel like sometimes it's not about that. I feel like, and I used this analogy the other day amongst some friends. It's like, do you love pizza? you know, do you guys like pizza? Do you like
pizza.
Chinese food, Italian food?
Yeah.
So you don't love one less than the other. You like them all equally, evenly, and you don't want anyone away from each other. You want them all. And so that's what I feel like most of the time it is with men. You know, there could be a lot of situations in the relationship, but at the end of the day, you just want the variety of it all.
Right.
It's
Well,
not.
I don't think that's just a man thing. I think that's a
We all do.
a human experience to not want the same thing every day, every night. Variety is the spice of life, right? So, of course, you want to have an opportunity to have all these different experiences, because the totality of it all makes us who we are.
Right.
You know, and maybe there's something that we connect on one level that me and my other lover may not be able, but I want that too. That's not so bad.
So then, my answer to that, and you don't need to be with me. You could be all of that to everybody else over there, but over here, it's me and you, boo.
So that's why I cheat. So you
So
see,
you go-
at the end of the day,
But that's what I'm saying. Then we're not we don't need to be together, because obviously we
why?
don't.
But so you're saying that cheating is in fact a deal breaker. if
In
that's
that
the
case, I said it doesn't necessarily have to be. But in that case, if there's a case where you're telling me I can't just be with one person, then no, we don't need to be together. No. Period.
Okay,
So
yeah,
I
and
guess
that's the
yours
point. You
is-
need to come to a relationship knowing what you're gonna accept
What
and
your
what you're not.
boundaries
You
are.
know, what your boundaries
So
are.
yours would be just more so that you have to have that mental connection.
First.
Right.
I mean, the sex is still cheating, but to just say some people feel like it's the only act of cheating is just sex. For me, it's more than just the sex. It's the conversations. It's
That's true.
the little cars, the little good morning text, the little how you doing today, how's your day going. All that to me, if it's not directed to me, then yeah.
So
Got it.
Kina, what do you think?
Like I said, it has to be worth my while. But I think that cheating, to me, I also think it's mental, emotional, and sexual. Either one comes first, whatever it is. But
Wait. Go back. Because you keep saying this, it has to be worth my while. Like, help me, wait. Because this is, when you say this, I'm like, it got to be worth your while. Like, is she trying to say, like, if he hit somebody that she might have wanted to hit, you know what I'm saying? Like, he was with somebody who she might have thought was real cute, and now she cool with it because it's like, now you got that memory, like, you hit that, and I really want it. Is that, because you saying work your while, like, it got to be something that blow your mind?
So what I mean by worth my while, because the trust is gone from me, like, what are you willing to do to bring that trust back? Because if it takes me a year, are you going to work hard for the whole year?
Oh, definitely. They need to atone.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what it is. They need to atone for what they've done. And that's
She about to die a real mad black woman. Okay.
So when we talk about all
got
this
it.
atonement, how much sorry is enough sorry?
Till I say thank you.
No, you
Thank
show
you.
it with,
We
show
gotta
it with
make her
actions.
song.
It's not about all you say. It's the
What you
action
do,
of what you do.
exactly.
So you have to build the trust again. So that means the person will.
But
will-
why
you
is
have
the trust gone? If it's okay.
Because you've now accepted the fact that they've cheated on you, and you've now chosen to go back.
Okay, but here's what I'm saying. If for the most part we've all said it's not a deal breaker, right? So to have a deal, there's a certain level of trust to have a deal with anybody.
Right.
Yes or no?
Right.
So if the trust is gone, then there's no damn deal.
Well, I think
But
there
it just
could be.
became gone.
No, it could be. You have just have
It
to.
just
You just
happened.
said
You have to
Tina
rebuild
said the
it.
trust is gone.
Right.
So you have to have trust in order to have a deal.
But if you have kids with that person,
There's many deals.
you know what I'm
levels
saying?
to
If
the
you
deal.
have kids with that person,
Okay.
so you
Got that.
You may want your kids to have a structure more than you breaking up. So I mean, if that person's willing to bring that trust back, because all trust is earned. It was earned when you met the person, and if that person cheats, it has to be earned again.
And I think a deal is almost like a contract. We all know there are certain terms to a contract. If you do this, then then. If you do this, then that. So I think the deal is the same thing. My deal with you is if you do this, then yes, we can build this together. But if you decide not to, then the deal is off.
But is it really building it together if all you're doing is making them pay for what
Well, I
they
think
did?
in the beginning,
How
yes.
so?
In the beginning, there
You're
needs to
super
be
angry.
something. Not only the angry, the hurt, maybe embarrassment, but
You
there
bring it
needs
up every
to
2
be.
seconds too. You're like, oh, because
There needs to be something. You have to do something to show me that I'm serious. I'm like a contract. There's what do you call it? The little something, I can't remember the term, y'all, but it's something you do before the contract. Everybody gives a little something. Show it's in good faith. In good faith, I promise you, I'm going to do this. So there has to be some good faith. You just can't go back in and say, okay, yeah, I cheated yesterday, now we're together, so boom, let's do it. It doesn't, no. Just honestly, it doesn't work like that. It has to be something.
No, okay, like for me, when I look at it being a deal breaker, it really has to be major. Like, and I don't even mean major as to, I mean major in the sense of how it. That's nasty. That's not.
So you cheated and got somebody pregnant.
Wait,
that's
so you going too far? You going too far? That's extra.
What's the
that's
middle?
real extra. That's
Okay.
real
So
extra.
what's
Good gracious. See, right at that point, he cheated and he had somebody else pregnant. Okay, see, I can't deal with that. That is my. It depends. At that point, I'm gonna have to let you go. I'm gonna have to let you go.
So if there's just another child.
If that is not the word, just another child. How is that a
just another child?
How is that a just?
So he
That's not
had
just
a
for
baby,
anybody.
but you saying that if there's a baby involved, that's where you cut it. But what about everything else? I think the baby is just proof that he cheated. So it was okay to deal with the fact that he's cheating when there was no proof to the cheat.
That's what she said.
Yeah.
And then the minute the baby became the proof, now all of a sudden it's and that's only because somebody else is gonna know.
Nah, bro, but the levels of the proof matter too. Like I don't.
Oh my God, it's like tic-tac-toe.
Yeah, because see,
it is because if you go to
you gotta know your person.
If you go to a motel,
but I mean, that's
you
just
do whatever
being
you
real.
do.
This is just what it is.
Yes,
I don't think it's gonna be fair, but it's just what it is. It's not. Love ain't fair.
It's not.
No, love is not fair. But here's the rationale. If I say I love you enough to rebuild this thing, then I don't need to keep reminding you of the thing that happened, because that break wasn't just about you seeing a piece of ass and going and chasing it. That break, as you mentioned, was about something that was already happening in our relationship.
Right.
So I could be just as responsible for where we are with you and this other person, because I neglected to make sure that we were good as well.
Right.
We know as women, when we feel like, okay, I done said my shit, I don't care what you think, deal with it. We walk off.
Yup.
Now you just got to deal with it.
Exactly.
But the day he says, you know what, that I ain't finna deal with. Now, oh God, he's the big bad wolf. But what happened when we were bullying the relationship?
Yeah. True.
Yeah.
You still gotta buy me something though.
So again, it's back to money. Back to money.
So listen, guys. Wait, hold your thought. We were gonna come right because this is gonna get real good.
Let
So
me take a
hold
sip
your
of
thought.
my drink.
We need to take some sips. We're gonna be right back in 2 and 2. Hey, this is your girl Nikki Dollars, and you are watching the Curve-Unplugged. Welcome back to the Curve-Unplugged. So as we were discussing infidelity, is it a deal breaker? Getting real passionate about this, but Coach Keish brought up the fact that, which I know it is true, and I know I was a product of that. Everything I said is right. Get what you said. It was my way or the highway. So now, whoever the cheatee is, if it's not the woman, maybe I cheated. What is the responsibility of the cheatee or the person who cheated? I'm sorry, the person who got cheated on.
Right.
What is the responsibility of that person? Does that person bear any responsibility? The person, the cheatee, you got cheated on. Is it your responsibility to be...
Like, is it your fault?
Not only is it your fault, but what accountability do you have in what happened? Or do you have none? What do y'all think?
Accountability. Okay, well, I mean... Let's say you decide, well, okay, so you're still in the relationship because you took them back.
Right, your boyfriend.
So my responsibility, well, my accountability would be just being naive.
Okay, so what I mean by accountability.
She mean like before he cheated, what was going on in your relationship? What didn't you do? Yeah.
Well, let's say no. Well, let's say that it came out. Okay, he cheated, and he's saying, "Well, Kenny, you know, I've been telling you for months that I like fried chicken, and I want you to cook some fried chicken for me on Friday."
It's as simple as that sometimes.
But no,
it is as simple as that.
Hell no, I don't want no fried chicken. You don't eat no fried chicken. I'm gonna give your ass this baked chicken, and you're gonna be good.
Right.
The thigh that broke the camel's back. That'll be the last
I mean, and she's right. It could be something as simple as that.
So you from an island, right? You're not from an island. Okay.
You gonna make her West Indian?
Yeah, because I'm about to tell her.
Why?
but you don't cook them plantains. And he loved plantains from this island that you from. And you ain't cooking them. But the neighbor cooked them plantains. And he slid to the neighbor house a couple of nights for the plantains.
So is it then, that's what I'm thinking, then your accountability is, okay, do you, if I'm willing to work this out, am I willing, because I don't eat fried chicken, never ate a fried piece of nothing in my life, but am I willing? Even if I don't cook it, okay, I can make sure this man has some fried chicken every Friday night.
And plantain.
I don't believe most women would. Because if whoever got cheated on feels like now they're in the entitled position. So it's just me. Now, here's the reality. Sometimes we are the reason that our mate stepped out.
Yeah.
Because they have been giving us verbal and nonverbal cues as to, I'm not getting something that I need.
Yeah.
Even like, if let's say he's a diehard Dolphins fan, right?
Oh, mercy.
You don't like the Dolphins, you don't like oceans, you don't like footballs, you don't know no teams.
We gonna be broke.
That's against your religious beliefs. So you not watching no game, not never. You could go to the game with your friends. You could go with somebody else, but I ain't going.
But he's asking you constantly because he wants to be with you.
Trying to share that
Okay,
right?
So that makes sense.
So then he starts going to the games with his homeboys, who are all married or got a woman who's willing to go with them. And then one day, one of the women bring a friend.
Oh, wait, they wives going and I'm not going.
You
See,
go.
that's
You don't do
Oh, that's
crazy.
crazy. No, because I'm not on the same team. My thing is, if it's something that I know the type of women who get cheated on like that. But see, I'm a faker. Oh snap, I'm a faker. So pretty much, if I don't like it, but I know all your boys, girls gonna be there. Oh, I'm gonna be there. Yeah, I'm gonna be there.
Okay, but you confrontational as hell, so that's your vibe.
Oh,
but the problem is that the pampered princess who just simply feels like this is not something I do, and I'm not doing it.
First of all, she better
did you meet me at a football game?
She better put
no,
out 6 inches
then I'm
and
not going. You know, so in that sense, he starts mingling with someone else and getting that need fulfilled.
Right.
The intent when he left the house wasn't to cheat on you, but did what you were not doing in the relationship contribute to the problem at hand?
I mean, not necessarily. I mean, if I do something that turns you off or you're just sick of my shit, it's still not an excuse to even go out anyway. So what accountability do I have for being myself? And if that person has a problem with that, they've always known I was loud or confrontational, so why is it a problem now? So to me, I wouldn't right away hold myself accountable at all.
Okay.
Because you could have just said you don't want to do this no more, and we.
So you're not doing the work though to really examine what you could have done, even
No,
you
I
didn't
can't
even
stop
try.
someone from cheating. That's their choice. How can you take accountability for something you can't avoid?
Are you being too needy? Are you being too?
It doesn't matter.
There is things. There are things.
Because you could just break up and do you and live your life. So there's no excuse for me.
But you don't think that amongst that someone still loves you, shares a life with
Good
you,
women
has
get cheated
children
on
on, and there's
all the
reasons
time.
why they don't want to leave as well so quickly. Even though they've made that move, they don't say they want to go and commit to that person right now and run off and have a relationship with them. They're just for that moment they fed that need, and that doesn't mean they still don't love you or love our family together or all of that.
In my experience,
because you know what, that is a mistake.
Right.
It's just a mistake.
Maybe it was a deliberate decision, though. So what if it was? Whether I
If
mistakenly
he
cheated,
is now repented of it, and then it is a mistake because it's just one of many that could have made. You
And
could
it was an
have taken all our
experience.
bank accounts and gone to Vegas and spent all the money. There's different types of mistakes that you make or things that you could commit against a relationship.
okay,
But you
okay.
still, it's a mistake.
In my
Just the
experience
same.
with men, a lot of men don't leave. When men are
Oh,
done,
they don't leave ever, girl.
when they are done, they are done. You come home, their shit is gone. Holla
That's
at
what happened
your
to
boy.
me.
I think that
Me too, sorry.
we and I know, and I'm speaking for myself, and I think this has a lot to do with, for me, with how we were brought up, the things we were taught, and our experiences in life. I was just taught whatever the woman says. Even to this day, my mom is still the same way. It's just it. I don't care what you have to say. It's just what I gotta say. So if you cheated on me, regardless of the fact I'm cussing you out every day, I'm not cooking, I don't feel like
come on now. The house is dirty.
No, my mom is a clean freak. She will clean. She'll clean. She don't do nothing else. But I have no responsibility, as Keena was saying, for you going out and doing anything. And that's because we were brought up is that's being a strong woman. You take care of your house, but you cook, you clean sometimes. And if you don't, oh well, where he going? He can sit his ass down and deal with it. So how fair is that for us to feel that way?
I guess like some women when they show and prove, then they feel like, you know, at that point I showed you, I proved to you that I'm that woman. So if that's not enough for you, then
or even to know that, to say pretty much that we're without fault. I have no fault. I'm not flawed. Mm-hmm. You did this, and you.
I mean, sometimes that happens.
You and Keena are in that same boat, right? Flawed.
Because
I feel like sometimes that does happen though. Where I think that there are some instances where dude is just a cheater, like that's just what he does. Yeah. So you cannot belittle yourself and make yourself feel like you messed up, or you know, if you would have did this. Like everyone was raised differently, they have different outlooks on things. When you get in a relationship, when you get married, it's a time for the things that you were born and learn and the things that I was born and learn to begin to become what we do. Mm-hmm. It's what we do now. It's no longer just what you like or what I like. At that point it becomes we gonna do what we like, what works for both of us. So if we can't build that, or if we are working on building that, but it's not happening fast enough for you, so you go hang out with the next chick because I didn't do something fast enough.
But I think that's one of the biggest things we make mistakes in marriage, where we're always one. And we fail to realize that we are still individuals. Right. You cannot be happy if the one can't make the two happy. So everybody has to be inclusive and responsible for being happy.
Right.
In order for the relationship to work. So me going in and just saying it's just one, and now I'm just regarding everything I feel, something gonna happen. It's gonna be a crack, and somebody gonna sneak in eventually because I'm not fulfilling my needs and getting what I need.
But that's we gotta keep in mind that being a good woman is relative to the person you being good to.
Exactly.
Because if what my expectation out of a relationship, my needs, my 3 core things I need for my relationship, if you don't have, you could be the best cook, the best cleaner, the best shirt ironer. If I don't give a shit about that, I care about some sloppy toppy. You know, I that's what I care about.
But that's what I
if that's what matters to me.
Yeah.
And all you're fulfilling is what you think is good. You're not fulfilling what I think is good, then we still have a problem.
But that goes way back to my first statement when I was saying that you have to communicate. You have to tell the person, like,
and we have to be listening, right? But communication
not only listening, but looking,
right, and learning. That's what I meant by you become one, because I see what you like, you see what I like. We begin to mesh. It becomes like, I know what you like to do by yourself. Okay, you know what I like to do by myself, but we do this together.
Or so, even body language. I'm just sitting here like this, and you're not paying me no attention, and I'm just really ready to go. Mm-hmm. I'm pissed and I'm ready to go, and you just
hanging out and chilling and not noticing that from you.
That's a form of communication.
Yeah, that's a form of communication. So my thing is, if you have your relationship to that point and then he still goes out and cheats, or even you go out and cheat, at that point, it's like you have I have no grounds to accept what you did because we were good. Because we both could see
in your perspective, though.
No, but that's what I'm saying when I say we become one. Everything, if it's not flowing properly, then we need to be able to talk about it.
You're saying you should be able to feel it.
Right. Mm-hmm. Feel it, talk about it, get it out on the table.
And how many times do we talk about it? So let me ask this. You've brought it to my attention. You come to me, Keisha, this is what you're not doing. This is what I need, and you're not doing it. How much time is enough time for me to have made that change that you need to see?
Yeah.
And then are you going to continuously come back at me with that same thing? Oh, it's because you don't. I told you you don't. You know what you don't do? Well, here's what you don't do. We know how we are as women. And you can antagonize a situation that could have been fixed. Because now that you've been the one wronged, then however you respond, whatever dirt you keep throwing back for however long you deem necessary, the other person was willing to accept it.
Right.
So
because they cheated.
let's talk about it. Actually, she always give us some good topics when it's time to go to break. But we'll be back. We're gonna talk about it in 2 and 2.
What's up, everybody? It's Kina Monique here, and you're watching the Curve-Unplugged.
Welcome back to the Curve-Unplugged, and as you know, our discussion today is infidelity. So, Kina has a question she would like for us to answer.
Very interesting question. So, has anyone on the couch been a cheater? And if so,
Yes.
did you want to be forgiven or did you give up yourself?
I'm appalled.
I am
Wait,
appalled at how
but that's
quickly-
after being caught. Because I'm not understanding
Yes.
the question.
No,
After
she
being
didn't
caught.
After being caught.
After being
See,
caught.
you answered too fast.
Oh, that makes a difference.
You got caught.
That makes difference.
You got to get off the couch. You done got caught. That's
So
another
I-
thing. We don't get caught.
Okay. I'm sticking with I got caught.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sticking with
Stop
it.
So I didn't get caught, but for me, the underlying premise to that relationship was, Jesus.
But was it even really a relationship? That's
It was
first.
definitely a
Was it a real
relationship.
relationship, or was it like in your mind that it
No.
was a relationship?
There's a lot of people walking around.
Right.
with stuff
It
around.
was a real relationship, but I
In your
think
mind.
that I was
In your
not.
mind.
It was a lot of other things going on.
See the factors. Be back to the factors. But
Yeah.
go ahead.
It
Go
was
ahead
other,
with
and
your
it
cheating
wasn't it was a lot of things going on, and I am, even though people think I'm so hardcore, I'm very concerned. I'm not that mean all the time, but I'm concerned about people's feelings.
self. Okay.
And I didn't want to just up and leave this person and just leave them high and dry. I wanted them like, hey, let's get your ducks in a row, and then we gonna make our mass exodus. And I think because in my mind, I knew this was coming to an end because it was all this stuff had gone on, and emotionally I was out of the relationship. This is what it is. So had that person found out, I mean, I wouldn't have cared
It was
at that
like,
point.
okay.
Now, while I was really into the person, no, I did not. But once it got to that point and I knew it was over, hey, this is over. Let's sit down, divide our stuff up. How are we gonna do this? But we were still in a relationship. We still were living together. So I could have waited, but I didn't care. At that point, no, I wouldn't have cared. No.
So
And you, Coach, did you want to be forgiven?
I did. And the funny part is, like, I never actually got physically caught, like put their finger on me and said, I see what you're doing. Here's the proof of what you did. But I think it was my absence emotionally and physically from the relationship that gave itself away.
Exactly.
Like they didn't have to walk up on me and put their hand on me to know that something is not right. Like if I walk in this door and I already made up in my mind, my plan is to get back out the door, I'm gonna start an argument about some unnecessary shit.
Oh my God,
like,
I'm not one of
bitch,
those.
did you wash the yellow socks with the white socks? Is you fucking serious right now? I gotta go. I can't with you.
Oh, really?
And I would
That's
walk
happened
out.
to you before. It
You
seems
know,
like it, huh?
I did that. I absolutely did
dope,
that.
man.
And I'm not proud of it at this point in my life, but that was the reality because that was my way of kind of amping myself up for what I was about to go and do.
You had to have a reason
And
to be
then
going
that
to do it.
person removed themselves abruptly from the relationship. Like I came home and literally, they shit was gone. I'm thinking somebody broke in. I'm like,
No.
Call the police. They took my TV. Wow, Jesus.
That's your TV.
And then I realized as I was talking to the police and looking into the closet and realizing, well, his side empty. And I pushed the door to the other side and my stuff was still hanging there. It was the embarrassment, honestly, and for me, somebody caught you without catching you. Like they ripped there's no other point of finality than when somebody rips themselves out of your life and everybody around you is like, well, what happened to
Wait.
where is
And I think would it have been different for you if that person would have said, listen, well, no. And, okay, well, let's say you were now that
Right.
person, because I know then it probably wouldn't make a difference. If he said, "Listen, I want to work this out."
I am confident that we were not each other's person, in spite of all of it. I'm confident in that fact.
Retrospect.
But wait. Go
let me
back.
finish.
No, I can't, because you going into a realm where I don't understand how you wanted him to come back when he didn't even know what happened. So you don't even really know why he left.
I do know why he left.
He didn't put his finger on it.
He did not. But again, my absence, physically and emotionally, like literally get in the bed and draw the line with the cover. Like, that's your side over there, bruh.
But he left because you was that.
He left because I was that.
Yeah, not
and
because
all
he
of
knew
that
you cheated. He
no.
didn't know. You didn't told on yourself.
Listen
Those
to what
are
I'm
all the
saying.
signs.
Yeah.
All of it is signs that something you have checked out. It's like when you go to work void of emotion. You just walk in the door, everybody's used to bubbly you, and then all of a sudden you walk in and every day it's like dragging through the door. People see a change, even if you don't say, "I'm just sick of y'all ass." You know, so in order for him to get through to me, the only way to get through to me at that point in my life was to remove himself. Talking to me would have done no good. And as a woman and growing up in a household, because how many of us, women of color, grew up in single parent households? I mean, I know Nikki did not. You did not. I grew up in a single parent household. My mom was a single mom my whole life. You know, my grandmother, although my grandparents still lived in the same house, they lived in separate bedrooms. So I grew up kind of accepting brokenness as a norm. So going into a marriage and not having any idea what it meant to give and receive, that caused me to operate in a broken fashion. So while we're blaming people who came in and out of our lives for the things they did that may have hurt us, understand that a lot of that comes from the brokenness that we know.
Oh, see, you
And
getting deep now on the
and
brokenness.
that's
That's
my,
another
She
subject.
has me thinking.
My
about
question, because that brings up a good point, and that's why I said this comes from all of our experience, how we grew up, even our life experiences. And I know infidelity, moving over, but that's all right. We're gonna get back with you. When you talk about brokenness, there has to be a point, not only as women, but even in a relationship where you just have to know your shit stinks. Your shit stinks. And it just comes a point when you have to take a step back and say, okay, what could I have said differently, or what could I have? If I wanted to,
Not if I think, my shit stank, but that's what you just gotta deal with.
right?
And if I feel like you give what you get, like, so if you said something cross-eyed to me, don't expect me to be like, oh, okay, you said something cross-eyed. No, like, you're gonna get the raft back, because you're not gonna give me something and think that, oh, that's just how it's gonna be. Like, no.
So
Well,
Keela's nodding, so I guess you're in agreement that if they do something to you, you have the right to, they've given you permission to retaliate.
Oh yeah.
Definitely.
And I hear us keep saying, well, that's you knew this how I was, so this is how I am. But what I fail to hear is know that we evolve and grow. How I was at 20, I wasn't at 25.
Right.
And how I was at 25, I wasn't at 30. So if I'm being with this person for 10 years, it's unfair to say to him or her, you knew this how I was 10 years ago. Well, that may be the case, but now 10 years later, I'm not that guy.
There you go.
True.
Okay.
There you go.
You know what I mean?
And then are you not that guy in the sense that
I'm not that guy that
haven't
can take. I wasn't that guy that was as tolerant as I was 10 years ago with what you gave me.
Age does that.
So,
sure.
but
That's
absolutely.
so
tolerance.
when okay, so
You're
at
right
that
here.
point, see, at that point, that's this word communication. It just keep popping back up, you know. At that point is where the communication comes.
But
it's just that thing. No, I don't want to hear it, because if you don't have communication, if you don't have communication,
That is true.
What do you have?
Cola. But a lot of times communication for us sounds like I'm telling you what you need to do. Communication has to go both ways. The same way you could talk and you want to be heard, you got to let them talk and you have to listen.
Okay,
But you don't like to process it because I already know you.
No,
in the
I
sense that
changed
you
my
want to
life.
be, okay, I'm going to communicate with you and tell you what you need
But
to
let
do.
me tell you
That's
something.
what your
Let me
dad
tell you
did.
something.
No,
Let me
see,
tell you something.
put
That's
your
what she
hands
does.
But now-
I changed my
interrupted.
life recently, and
How
I
recent?
have
Yes,
just
what, 2
this
days
was
ago?
recent. I I changed my life recently. Now
Go
I had come to the you trying to know me and stuff. I don't want to talk.
Oh, you just gonna cut it off?
Because no, but serious. No, but for real, I get what you're saying. And that's why I just keep saying you just have to communicate that with the other person. To me, once it's been communicated, if something doesn't change, if something don't come from somewhere, then I still feel like you don't need to necessarily
And then you have to know your
cheat.
person, because again, I always fall back to the book, The 5 Love Languages. What language does your person speak? Because my language is talking, but you could be eye movements and actions and your fingers and stuff like that. So I'm just saying, I know this is
That's not in the list. Okay.
But I'm just saying, our languages can be different. So
Right.
I have to know and understand what your language is,
Right.
and vice versa, so that we can communicate. It's not only communication; it's effective communication.
I want you to
right.
talk it out, but know that my love language is we gotta hug it out. Because if we not gonna do that, there's no reason to talk.
That's called physical touch, people. It's not called that.
It's not called
It
that.
means hugs.
Yes, touching and all this rubbing.
You
not
know
that.
what it means? We gotta get it down. What you mean, hugging and rubbing?
That's
She said that's just, she said that's just the beginning. You said the beginning. I need to get past that.
Am I wrong?
No,
I do
calling
believe
it.
that at the end of a good argument, a good session, it works.
But why we
Definitely.
gotta wait till the argument is over? Can we pause? Can we hit pause on the argument?
No, because I need to
Just pause.
No,
Wait,
I'm not telling
stop, because that's a whole nother subject, and I don't even think we have any time left to get into that, baby. Because I think we just built another show. Y'all ready for this?
Y'all, this has been, I don't even want to end. Like, we got so much to talk about. This has been a great conversation. Remember, guys, to subscribe to our YouTube channel, The Curve-Unplugged, because if y'all like this conversation, y'all gonna love what we have in store. So we would like to say thank you all for listening and watching. I hope you comment, thumbs up our videos, and we'll see you back sooner than you think. Bye, everybody.
Subscribe.
Subscribe.